Although police deny permission, the DMK launches a statewide protest against ruling government. MK Stalin and others court arrest, but released after a brief spell. After a number of DMK leaders faced land grab charges, former Minister Parithi Lambaradhi's personal assistant comes under the Chennai police's scanner. Thanks to out-of-court settlement, 3 cases of cheating against Sun Picture CEO are withdrawn. Cases likely to be handed out to the CBCID. Dr. Ramdas condemns a red carpet welcome to a Sri Lankan delegation at the Lok Sabha, says India shouldn't forget the war crime allegations. Abandoned and left to die, a newborn is found dead near a manhole in Viluppuram. Not the first of cases in the state. Some good news for those who grow tree. The cup that cheers. The state government will buy tea at 8 rupees a kilogram instead of the current 6 rupees. Chennai voted for the most stylish icons in the city. Superstar Rajinikanth, Trisha and Deepika Pallikal, bag top owners. Good evening and welcome to the news tonight with me, Evelyn Matthew. We start this week with a packed Monday night. State politics, district shockers and a crime graph that still astounds us. But on the national story for our nation, the Sri Lankan-Indian relationship is pretty much on the rocks. Senior journalist Kavita Muralidharan joins me on the show tonight, and we try to make some sense of the several voices that's coming out in favour and even against a welcome for a Sri Lankan delegation to our country. But before that, let's also get you the national headlines at this hour. The BJP moves a motion in Parliament to discuss and vote on corruption, accuses the Prime Minister of vitiating the atmosphere. In the 2G case, sworn promoter Shahid Balwa tells court the spectrum policy was approved by the Prime Minister. Team Anna slams the government, says that they are not given permission to hold a faster Jantar Mantar, they are ready to go to jail. International condemnation after a brutal crackdown by the army in Syria, 130 feared killed in the massacre. And Dhoni's sporting decision to recall Ian Bell has many singing praises, but some feel it was not right. Once in power, now out of power. The DMK is now leaving no stone unturned in taking on the ruling AIDMK government like it did today, and sometimes even with a humorous overtone. Take a look. Now, an electorally decimated party reeling heavily after several big arrests on charges of land grab, the DMK today made a determined move to rise above the ashes. In a huge show of strength across the state, lakhs of party workers answered the High Command's call for a protest against ruling government's actions. Detained on Saturday in Thiruvarur and again on Monday this time by the Chennai police for leading a rally without permission. And Stalin was clearly pumped up about taking the government head on. After months of lying low, it seems suddenly everyone in the DMK is raring to go.
Even by giving a permission for a peaceful protest, they are preventing us. Now we are ready to break the even the permission is not given. We are going to be arrested. Now all the persons or all the DMK cadres are going to be arrested.
ஆர்ப்பாட்டத்தில் கலந்து கொண்டு அமைதியான முறையில் முழக்கங்களை எழுப்பிக் கொண்டிருக்கிற ஆயிரக்கணக்கான இயக்கத் தோழர்களை கைது செய்து காராகிரகத்தில் அடைக்கும் அந்த கண்மூடித்தனமான செயலை ஜெயலலிதா அரசு செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. இதை திமுக வன்மையாக கண்டிக்கிறது.
Clearly, the two Dravidian parties are back to locking heads, with the government taking the stand that if people are named in land grab cases, police will have to do their job.
Land grabbing cases cannot be described as vendetta politics. Complaints were given even during the last 5 years by the affected persons, but no action was taken by the former DMK government. After this government assumed charge, people began thronging the police stations.
But the DMK continues to cry foul, saying the Jayalalitha government is indulging in vendetta politics. And says the protests would continue even as the AIADMK maintains that it's uncalled for.
திமுக நாடு முழுவதும் ஏதோ ஒரு சாக்கு வச்சுக்கிட்டு போராட்டம் நடத்துறாங்க. இப்போ எந்த போராட்டமும் தேவையில்லை. ஆட்சி நல்லா இருக்கு அம்மா தலைமையில.
While the DMK is still firm on its stand of vendetta politics by the AIADMK government and with Aragiri maintaining a low-key, experts say this protest is an opportunity for Stalin to show leadership qualities after the ugly succession controversy in Coimbatore. In Chennai, with Pratiksha and Krishna, Evelyn Matthew for NDTV Hindu. Moving on, it's been after that formation of the special land grabbing cell in the state that the DMK has been facing the heat of such charges. Today, members of a public charitable trust in Vilivakam lodged a complaint against the former Information and Publicity Minister, Parathi Ilamvali's personal assistant, on charges of land grabbing with the city's Commissioner of Police. According to the complaint, the man had forged documents, threatened the trustee to part with the property and even encroached 7.5 acres of land worth 200 crore rupees. The complainant urged the Chief Minister to construct a government hospital in the area once recovered from the encroachers. The Chennai police is investigating the case.
இந்த பொதுமக்களுக்கான ட்ரஸ்ட் சொத்து வந்து முன்னாள் முதல்வர் குடும்பத்துக்காக வாங்கப்பட்டதா அப்படின்ட்டு வந்து எங்களுக்கு இது விசாரணைச்சு இதுல முடிவு கொடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னு கேட்டுக்கிறோம். அதே மாதிரி வந்து இந்த 7.5 ஏக்கர் வந்து சொத்து வந்து பொதுமக்களுக்காக வந்து மருத்துவமனை கட்டணும், 15 மாடி மருத்துவமனை கட்டி கொடுக்கணும், அதை பொதுமக்களுக்காக அர்ப்பணிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இன்றைய முதலமைச்சர் அம்மா கிட்ட வந்து உங்க பிரஸ் மூலமா வந்து நாங்க வந்து இன்னைக்கு வேண்டுகோள் வைக்கிறோங்க.
Now, 3 cases of cheating and criminal intimidation against Sun Pictures COO Hansraj Saxena were withdrawn by complainants today. A total of 16 petitions against Saxena has now come out till now, out of which there are actually 6 cases in number, while the pending are still 10 in number. Police say once they do find primary evidence in the 10 petitions they have in hand, they will register the cases. Highly placed sources also tell us that orders are expected to be issued shortly. The case is likely to be handed over to the CBCID. But the number of cases withdrawn, in fact, as of now, amount to 5. And these include cases by film distributors Hiteshwar Javak, T.D. Raja, Arul Murthy, Selvaraj and Shanmugavel. Cases pending include a case of cheating and criminal breach of trust by producer Rasa Madharavan, among others. Another producer has charged Saxena in a 50 lakh fraud case, and another alleges him of land grabbing, a case that charges him in a case that's worth 50 crore rupees money. As of now, Saxena has got bail in 3 cases. Now, members of the AIADMK, the ruling party here in the state, at the Lok Sabha today raised slogans protesting the presence of Sri Lankan delegates who were in the house as special foreign guests. The members started creating a ruckus as the Speaker Meera Kumar began reading out her welcome message to the delegation, which included even Sri Lankan ministers seated in a special box. Almost all 9 members of Tamil Nadu's ruling party were sloganeering, even as MPs from other parties thumped their desks to welcome the 9-member visiting delegation. In fact, this delegation is on a 5-day official visit to India on an invitation by the Speaker. Meanwhile, the PMK chief Ramados has condemned the red carpet welcome to the Sri Lankan delegation at the Lok Sabha. He has said that Lanka is accused of war crimes against Tamils and that no other country welcomed its leaders ever since. He added that even the Sri Lankan president was not allowed to speak at Oxford after such of those protests. Well, joining me this evening live is Ms. Kavita Muralidharan, senior correspondent from Chennai with The Week magazine. Thanks very much indeed for joining us this evening. First off, India invited these Lankan MPs to our parliament not long ago. It also, went on to send its national security advisor to the neighboring island nation to condemn the killing of Indian fishermen. India's stand towards Lanka seems rather confusing, wouldn't you think? As someone who tracks the relations between the two countries, why are we still divided on opinion in this matter?
I think India has basically not changed its stand towards the Sri Lankan government right from the beginning. I mean, its position has always been the same. it's never wanted to antagonize the Sri Lankan government at any point of time. Even now, Nirupama Rao was sent to Sri Lankan government to participate in a function hosted by the Sri Lankan president. I don't see any change in the stand of the Sri Lankan of the Indian government towards the Sri Lanka or any of the controversies involving Sri Lanka. On the other hand, if India had kind of taken some action on the fishermen's issue, I think it's basically because of the pressure from the Tamil Nadu and people of Tamil Nadu in various forms.
Right, Kavita, this development also comes at a time when no other country has invited Lankan leaders to its country since it was indicted for war crimes. What do you think India's stand at this juncture should now be, the way forward?
As far as India is concerned, it's always, it always wants to solidify its position as a South Asian superpower. In the context, it's not surprising that India keeps inviting leaders of Sri Lanka or government representatives of Sri Lanka. It is only to consolidate its position and power as a South Asian superpower.
Right. Well, let's hope that the leaders will have some amount of control when it comes to that parliament sitting the next time. But clearly there has been some displeasure among a group of people this time around. Thanks very much indeed, Kavita, for joining us with that insight into what really happened today and what could perhaps be the way forward as well. Up ahead on the news tonight, as temperatures rise over the Lokpal bill, the tug of war between Team Anna and coupled Sybil still goes on. We bring you more in just a bit.